Hey there, welcome to this exercise where I am going to demonstrate the deadlift. Now, the deadlift is one of the kings of exercises, but it is also the exercise where many people injure themselves simply because they either lift too heavy or they don't have the correct form. So I'm going to show you today how to perform a deadlift correctly so that you can choose the right variation that works for your body and gets you the best results. So with the deadlift, you want to make sure, first of all, that you are using plates that are high enough that lifts the bar up off the floor. If your plates are smaller, the bar will be too close to the floor and you will have to bend over too far to pick up the barbell. So if your plates are not large like these ones, you want to lift them up on platforms so that the bar comes to at least above your ankle or to your lower shin. Even if it came up to your mid-shin, that would be totally okay. You have two different feet positions that you can choose for the deadlift. You can either have your feet about hip distance apart, or you could have your feet wide in a sumo stance. A sumo stance works more into the glutes, and it actually makes it an easier type of deadlift. So you would have your feet super wide and your toes turned out. And as you can see, whenever you're pulling, you don't have as far to pull because you're closer to the ground because your feet are wider apart. Whenever your feet are in a conventional stance and you bend over, you do have further to pull from. Either is fine, and it's okay to switch it up occasionally as well, sometimes to do conventional, sometimes to do wide, or sometimes to do sumo. Especially if you're training from home and you don't have a wide range of equipment, it is good to switch it up. So today I'm going to show you, first of all, the conventional deadlift. So for the conventional deadlift, you want to set your feet right under the bar. You don't want to be standing back here and bending over. You want to make sure that your feet are right under the bar and that the bar is almost touching your shins. Then you're going to bend down and you're going to pick up the bar. I do not like to teach the reverse grip, over grip technique, simply because I find that this pulls into the back and people forget to switch their grips between sets. We are always stronger on one side whenever we do the one hand over and one hand under. And you will unevenly work the body and risk injuring yourself. So if you're going to deadlift, it is my recommendation that you do both hands over the bar because this is going to keep the body even. So set your hands about shoulder distance apart and wrap your grips on. But again, you can play around with the hand position to see what works for you. So wrap your grips on nice and tight, roll them back so that they're very secure, and then step your feet underneath the bar. Now, the most important part of a deadlift is to make sure that you are sitting back before you pull. A lot of people bend over to pull and they pull from this position with their back rounded, which is why they injure themselves. Now, in your very top and very final set, your form may loosen a tinge, but if you feel at any point that you are losing control or that you're going to injure or hurt yourself, you stop what you're doing and you set the bar back down. You never force the rep if it hurts in your body or it doesn't feel good. Not that it doesn't feel good, it's never going to feel good in the final set, but if it feels sore or sharp, you never want to continue. So to begin, step your feet underneath the bar, about hip distance apart, and then you're going to roll your shoulder blades back and lift your chest. Now, the most important part of a deadlift is that you get the bar secure and you pull on it before you even pull it up. The deadlift should work by pushing your feet into the floor and driving up using your glutes. You're not pulling the bar using your hands, you're driving the bar up like this using the engine, using your legs. So watch. Inhale, sit down, pull on the bar, drive into the bar and lift the chest. So the chest should come up first. Then when you lower, keep the chest high, lower the bar down, set it down. Drive in with the feet and lift up and then lower with control. So you're not doing this and pulling with the back. That's how you injure yourself. You are keeping your chest high, pulling on the bar, driving with the feet all the way up. You do not need to push your hips forward. You just need to drive up strongly and set the bar down. With control, keeping the chest high. If you want to do a sumo, very similar, except the feet go nice and wide, the toes turn out. Same thing, chest high, knees go wide. Really strengthen the glutes and hams, chest forward, inhale, pull, set back down, knees go wide. A mistake that people make in the sumo is they allow their knees to cave back in when they come back down. Don't do that. Force your knees wide, pull, lower. So make sure that you're forcing your knees wide the whole time and you're not letting your knees cave back in. Make sure you're driving up using the glutes and keeping the chest high the entire time. And above all, be safe.